Imagine this. You're standing in your kitchen, the familiar hum of appliances in the background, the comforting aroma of food in the air. It's a scene that plays out in homes around the world every day. You're in your kitchen, making French fries. The potatoes are sliced, the oil is heating, and you're looking forward to a delicious snack. The pot of oil on the stove gets hotter, shimmering as it reaches the perfect temperature for frying. You can almost hear the sizzle in your mind. You turn away for a moment, maybe to grab a plate or answer a quick text, and when you look back, a small flame dances on the oil. Panic sets in as your heart races and your mind scrambles for what to do next. Your instinct is to grab water, thinking it will douse the flames, but this simple reaction turns a small problem into a disaster. This scenario happens worldwide, catching even experienced cooks off guard. In just seconds, a simple cooking task can become a terrifying fire. Flames leap and spread, threatening everything in their path. We learn from a young age that water puts out fire. It's a lesson taught in schools and reinforced by cartoons and stories. But with oil fires, this instinct is dangerously wrong. Understanding why is key to safety. Knowing the science behind fire can make all the difference in a crisis. The small flame is a warning. The oil has reached its flash point. At this temperature, the oil can ignite with just a spark or a bit of heat. At this stage, the fire is manageable if you know what to do. Covering the pot with a lid can smother the flames by cutting off their oxygen supply. But adding water changes everything. The water instantly sinks below the oil, turns to steam, and violently ejects burning oil everywhere. Instead of extinguishing the fire, water causes a massive fireball. The explosion of flames is sudden and overwhelming. Flames can reach the ceiling, ignite cabinets, and set the entire kitchen ablaze in moments. The fire spreads rapidly across your kitchen, consuming everything in its path and filling the air with smoke. This kitchen catastrophe is a real-life science experiment you never want to try. The aftermath is devastating, leaving behind charred memories and costly damage. Different fuels require different methods to be extinguished. Fire extinguishers, fire blankets, and even baking soda can be lifesavers in the right situation. For oil fires, water is a recipe for disaster. The results are always catastrophic, no matter how small the flame may seem. Knowing why water and oil fires are a bad combination is critical safety information that could save your life and the lives of those you love. Take the time to learn, and always be prepared in your kitchen. Why do water and oil react violently when oil is on fire? 2 scientific facts. Oil and water don't mix, and water is denser than oil. When you pour water onto burning oil, it sinks to the bottom of the pan. The intense heat turns the water into steam instantly, causing rapid vaporization. This steam expands with incredible force, creating an upward rush. The steam explosion forces burning oil droplets into the air, creating a massive fireball. Visualize the explosion. You throw water into the pan. For a moment, nothing happens. Then, whoosh! A fire column erupts. The steam explosion acts like a propellant, atomizing the burning oil into a mist. Each droplet is on fire, increasing the surface area and oxygen intake, making the fire burn bigger and faster. The fireball can reach the ceiling, spreading burning oil droplets everywhere. This is how a small pan fire becomes an uncontrollable room fire in seconds. Now that we know water is the absolute worst choice for putting out an oil fire, let's talk about some other common mistakes people make in these stressful situations. It's easy to panic, but knowing what not to do is just as important as knowing the right steps. For example, some people try to throw flour or baking soda onto the flames, thinking it will smother the fire. However, this can actually be extremely dangerous and make things much worse. Flour is highly combustible, and when its fine particles are tossed into the air near an open flame, they can ignite instantly, causing a sudden and intense flash fire that spreads rapidly. Another mistake is trying to carry the burning pot outside. This is very risky because the hot oil can easily slosh out, causing severe burns and potentially spreading the fire to other areas of your home. Finally, blowing on the fire won't put it out. In fact, it can splatter burning oil everywhere and even blow flames directly into your face, making the situation much more dangerous. So, what should you do if you're faced with an oil fire in your kitchen? First and foremost, don't panic. Staying calm is the most important thing you can do in an emergency like this. Panicking can lead to mistakes, so take a deep breath and focus on the steps you need to take. If it's safe to do so, turn off the heat source immediately. This means switching off the burner or unplugging the appliance if possible. Cutting off the heat is absolutely crucial because it stops feeding the fire with more energy. Remember, the fire needs high temperatures to keep burning, so turning off the burner helps slow it down and gives you a better chance to control it. Next, you need to suffocate the fire by cutting off its oxygen supply. This is the safest way to put out a small oil fire. Carefully cover the pot or pan with a metal lid or a baking sheet. Never use glass as it can shatter from the heat. Slide the lid over the pan from the side to protect yourself from the flames and avoid getting burned. Once the fire is covered, leave the lid on until the pot is completely cool. Removing it too soon can let in oxygen and cause the fire to flare up again. If the fire is still burning or you can't cover it, use a Class K or Class B fire extinguisher, which are designed for grease and oil fires. Remember the pass method. Pull the pin, aim at the base of the fire, squeeze the handle, and sweep from side to side until the fire is out. If the fire is too large, spreading quickly, or you feel unsafe, don't try to fight it. Get out of the house immediately, stay outside, and call 911 for help. Remember, your safety and your family's safety are far more important than saving your kitchen or belongings. As you leave, close the door behind you to help contain the fire, get everyone out safely, and call for emergency assistance right away. Knowing when to fight a fire and when to evacuate is absolutely critical. Don't take unnecessary risks. Be prepared by keeping a fire extinguisher nearby, practicing fire drills, and always staying calm. Knowing your limits and having a plan can make all the difference in an emergency.